There we go. Tied at 10, not anymore. This time, ratified is down. Here in double OT. We'll go at it again inside. Tampa Bay Gators are going to crash hole 19.
Time is happening in the Carolina since 2000.
Welcome CDL fans to our April 13th edition of CDL Live. All these games about to happen here today. Only two teams with the bye, and that would be the Denver Mustangs and the Milwaukee Mob. But other than that, 20 games going on. No development league games to run through here today. That being said, our three events for today. New Jersey Bandits on the road against the Carolina Wildcats. San Jose Storm on the road against the Roswell Aliens, and then our main event, the San Francisco Shinobis taking on the Phoenix Firebirds. Some really great games, and we're about to hop down to that Bandits Wildcats game and get things underway here on this April 13th edition of CDL Live. And welcome down to the field, fans of Toy Car Demolition Derby and dreamers as well of that first animated sport where the scores ain't fixed. And Miku on hand to watch the team that she is like the Queen of England to. In other words, figurehead runner and leader, but has no real power. That would be the Carolina Wildcats, folks. But needless to say, the Carolina Wildcats home against the New Jersey Bandits here in our opener of this April 13th edition of CDL Live. And you figure what is so special about a game between the 9-10 0-3 New Jersey Bandits and the 7-12 0-2 Carolina Wildcats? Well, to answer quite simply, the two cars at the captain spot. The number 1 overall pick of the draft on the New Jersey side, Power Pistons, and the guy at the captain spot on the Carolina side, the number 2 overall pick of the draft, when. That being said, got a matchup between the number 1 and 2 overall pick. It's kind of like Jack Eichel versus Connor McDavid type of thing that's going on between Carolina and New Jersey today. And not to mention, Carolina is not too far off of being the leaders of the Southeast Division, which sounds unbelievable because they only have 23 points on the season. They're 16th place in the Eastern Conference, but just 7 points behind New Jersey here, who's in 14th place right now with 30 points. But even more so than that, you take a look at that. That's 6th last place in the league, but 23 points. They are just, 23 points. They are just actually 12 points behind the Washington Patriots for the lead in the Southeast Division. So only 4 games back, and you got to think with just under half the season left to go, they still, by all rights, do have a chance. That being said, the New Jersey Bandits, 8 points out of a playoff spot, sitting where they're at, so they are trying to get some of that mojo going back for them again. They've had a couple of losses in a row. So let's get a look at the lineups for both sides. New Jersey Bandits, Carolina Wildcats, 2 evenly matched teams. Alright, so both the front runners are out there. Kid Custom for the Bandits, and is going to be Dragon Jr. out there for the Wildcats. Game is on, and interference right off of the bat, send both cars back to their own sides. So, what way to start a game there? 2 cars, one of them going off screen for sure, and this time around staying probably on the edge of screen there in view. Both cars staying up. Switching sides. Dragon Jr. and Kid Custom starting off the battle, and that time an interference for sure. So Kid Custom back to his own side here. As the battle continues on between these two teams, and this time Kid Custom yet again staying up. This time no interference, it will switch sides. So quite the battle we got going on at the moment between these teams, and this time Kid Custom has a good flip. So, first score of the game there, 5-0. New Jersey in the lead, and that will bring out Mellow 51 for the Wildcats. Bring a smash mouth type of offense to the field, and almost had a flip there. Kid Custom able to escape it off, and this time has a good flip. And Mellow 51 on his side here. And that front end really getting split. He's going to get to the point where he will need some tape in the future. That being said, it's a 10-0 game. The Bandits coming out strong in the lead here. That brings out the number 2 overall pick of this past draft, the rookie Wen. Out there trying to keep the Wildcats in the game. Almost did right there. Good survival move, and this time around Wen has a good flip. Able to roll himself back up. Great defensive maneuver by Wen. Kid Custom goes down, and that will now bring out Pink Lamborghini for the New Jersey Bandits. So these two will go at it here, and good collisions going on. Pink Lamborghini's a smash mouth car. Wen, pretty good defensively, and both these cars putting on a good show at the moment. 10-5 the score, New Jersey in the lead. Looking for the win here, Pink Lamborghini, but he'll get set down. So the score now tied at 10. Wen trying to have that captain's day, but now we will witness the matchup. The number 1 overall pick of this past year's draft against the number 2 overall pick of the same draft. So here we go. Power Pistons and Wen going head to head. Both cars staying up here. So they'll continue their fight, and a little chip of somebody breaking off there. Some debris. The fight continues. Wen and Power Pistons. And this time, Power Pistons is down. So Carolina in the lead. The number 2 pick, getting the flip on the number 1 pick there. But the game's not over. It's 15-10, Wildcats in the lead. 3-0 days so far for Wen, looking for the captain's day, and 686 out there for the Bandits. Trying to force overtime. Almost did. Game cannot end on a tie between a captain and a 5-point gainer. So they'll go at it again, and yet again happen to get back up. So the battle carries on here between these two. And are you not entertained? Neither of these cars, both of these cars pretty good defensively, but neither of them can find a way to stay up right now. It's unbelievable. So they'll continue their battle. As soon as words can escape my mouth the right way, but needless to say, we got a battle right now. Both these cars, well, they found their defensive side, and this time Wen finds enough of his. It's a good win for Carolina and a 4-0 day for Wen. Unbelievable stuff. 15-10 the final score. The Carolina Wildcats have the win over the New Jersey Bandits. So Carolina, huge win for them, considering the fact now that puts them now to the record of 8-12-0-2. They now have 26 points. And just think about it, Washington playing against a tough New York squad today. So, just think if Washington loses that game, the gap is down to 9 points, basically. And that would, of course, open up the door of opportunity for the Tampa Bay Gators, who host the Hartford Homies here today. So, some interesting stuff going on. The standings, of course, going to stay updated with it and try to keep you as informed as we can as we move along. But a good day for the Carolina Wildcats. Bandits, a tough loss for them to take a huge comeback by Carolina here, as the Bandits will fall on the season to a record of 9-11-0-3. So taking a look at the April 15th game day, the next game day for both of these teams, Carolina Wildcats will have a challenge on their hands for sure, on the road against the Green Bay Dragons. As for the New Jersey Bandits, their next opponent, they'll be on the road against the Boston Vandals. Northeast Division battle on that April 15th game day. So, but yeah, that being said, we got some highlights to go on ahead and dabble into. Some great games going on around the league, and you're going to see quite a few of them. As a matter of fact, the Gwanda Outlaws, who I just spoke about not that long ago, at least I think I did, but they're on the road against the Miami Mafia. So they'll be the first highlight you see, and then plenty more And then we'll be back for our mid-feature, which should be a great game. San Jose Storm on the road against the Roswell Aliens. Should be a fun one to watch. We'll see if the Storm can find that consistency, that little bit of spark that they had in that last game day, to where they managed to get themselves that 15-10 win over Milwaukee. We'll see if they can carry that on. Of course, Roswell battling for that Southern Division title. But highlights first, and then we'll be on to our mid-feature, so stay tuned. It's only going to be on CDL Live. So the Wildcats getting the job done, and hey, the number 2 overall pick, best in the number 1 overall pick in that game. But that being said, got some highlights to go through. So our first of 2 trips around the league here, so we head into our first highlight reel. So we start off our April 13th highlights, Outlaws and Mafia here, and it was Lamborghini in a good little fight with Monkey, but able to get the flip on Monkey here, 5-0 to Wanda, but it would be quickly tied up here by Neon at 5 apiece. And now a tie collision there between Neon and Hammer, 1-0-1 day for Neon. So both the captains out there, and they both take each other out. Aqua Chevelle and Sonic Boomdown force in overtime. Cockroach and Mach 6 in OT here. And a good little battle would ensue. Off screen, Mach 6 staying up and keeping opposite sides here. Going at it again, and this time Mach 6 down. Cockroach getting the job done from the 5-point gainer spot. 20-15 in overtime. The Outlaws find a way to win over the Miami Mafia. Now we go to the Western Conference for the matchup between the Portland Panthers and the San Antonio Kings in Sweet 16, able to get the flip on Purple Fire to start things off, but Monty gonna quickly even things up. So game tied at 5. Monty would be out there against RPG from the San Antonio middleman spot. Both these cars putting on a good show. What a move by Monty. They're able to stay up and almost had a flip there. RPG getting saved by an interference and would make you see he's going to get the flip on Monty here. So 10-5 San Antonio, but that would then bring out Who for the Portland Panthers, and Who just so good defensively as we see him in battle here against RPG. Able to get the flip there and tie game 10-10. And Motoblade Jr. wouldn't pose much of a threat to Who either, as he would get taken down. 15-10, Panthers in the lead, and now Who looking to put the game away against Black Testarossa 2. And of course, Black Testarossa 2 bringing a good fight, but Who able to pull off a great defensive move here. Do a barrel roll, able to stay alive and in it, continuing the fight. And this time around, he would end up getting a flip as, yep, right there. Final score 15-10, the 3-0 day for Who from the captain spot. A good comeback win for the Portland Panthers, and the San Antonio Kings. They've really been starting to struggle as of late, dropping in the conference standings, no doubt about it. You have to take a look at it at the end of the game day when we show them. But 15-10 the final, Portland getting the win. Carrying on along here, the Buffalo Warriors and the Atlanta Avengers. Definitely Buffalo the favorite team. Tyrell starting things off against Clown here. They would have a pretty good fight, but in the end, Tyrell able to get the flip. 5-0 Buffalo. Now out here against Black Marinello, we would see quite a show, and what a move by Tyrell. Yes, we see it in slow motion here. Do a barrel roll, able to stay up and in the fight, but at the end of this thing, both Black Marinello and Tyrell were down, so 10-5 game. And that would bring out Green Blaze and 40. They would both be down. So 15-10 Buffalo, and now is going to be Dark Knight out there for Atlanta, the new addition to their team, getting the flip on what? So tying the game, sending it into overtime. Dark Knight out there against one of the best 5-point gainers in the league, Faradox. And Faradox, like I said, one of the best 5-point gainers in the league, able to get the easy flip there on Dark Knight. 20-15 in overtime. The Avengers almost pulling off the upset, definitely giving Buffalo a scare, but the Warriors able to get the 2015 overtime win against the Avengers. And we move on with the Central Division showdown between the Reapers and the Twisters, and we'll see Rowdy here getting a quick flip on Goal Z 28, score 5-0. Twisters in the lead, but that brought out Blue Indy, and he came ready to fight today. Both these cars making barrel rolls, doing great defensive maneuvers. I mean, really just entertaining stuff, but in the end, Blue Indy getting the flip on Rowdy to make the score 5-5. And that would bring Silver Indy out for the St. Louis side. Some wild collisions between these two. As Blue Indy went off screen, he stayed up. So It would switch around this time around. Silver Indy would go off screen, but he could not pass the same test. 10-5, Reapers in the lead, and now Blue Indy looking to put the game away against the rookie Iridium. Twisters just pulled him up from Kansas City in the D-League, and great field awareness, able to know where he was to get the interference. You see that a couple of times out of Iridium in this chip, and really just great stuff from this rookie, and able to get the flip to tie things up at 10 apiece. Now takes on the rookie Phoenix. And again, great field awareness, knowing where he was getting the interference, and this time getting the flip on Phoenix. So now Iridium giving the Twisters a 15-10 lead, going up against Supra, trying to put the game away. And these two would have an entertaining fight, and another interference. Again, great field presence by the rookie Iridium, getting a chance right there. Supra able to stay up, and off screen there, staying up was Iridium. And this time could not stay up. So Supra forcing overtime for the Reapers, going head-to-head with Mr. Freeze from the St. Louis side. And didn't last as long. Mr. Freeze able to get the job done there. Good flip on Supra, getting the win for the Twisters. 20-15 the final. In overtime, they defeat their division rivals, the Indianapolis Reapers. So we move on with the Northern Division showdown between the Detroit Devils and the Cleveland Wolves, and it was Black Dragon getting the quick flip on Aquashvel 5-0, but that would be quickly answered here by Octanium after, of course, he made this play. Unbelievable stuff. Mama put him in a K-pop video, and he's going to be able to get the flip on Black Dragon here, tying the game up at 5 apiece. And now he would go out there against Cloud Cutter, and this one will get controversial right here. Originally called a good flip right here. Something to keep in mind. Originally called a good flip right there. I think it was 2 collisions. The first one was interference. The second one around there had to go under review though. So take a look at the replay here. A grazing shot there against Bully Goat. Thus, the ruling on the field was overturned. So Cloud Cutter going to be saved by the interference and granted a second chance against Octanium. But Octanium says, well, you know what? That first flip was so nice, I'll just do it twice. And that's exactly what he does. 10-5, Octanium has the Wolves in the lead, but bring out Padawan, and he would tie this thing right up at 10. So now Padawan going head-to-head with Bully Goat, who's involved in that interference call, that play there, the controversial call. Now out there at the captain spot, looking to get the lead for the Wolves, and is able to do so. And now out there against Black 3 from the Detroit side. And Black 3 trying to force overtime. Bully Goat trying to go for the win, but Black 3, some good dance move type stuff, able to get the flip and force OT against the custom-built Junk in the Trunk. Now in overtime, a couple of good collisions here between Junk in the Trunk and Black 3. And we are going to see a flip that comes here off screen, Junk in the Trunk staying up, and the Cleveland Wolves would have the win in overtime. 20-15 the final score. They defeat their division rivals, the Detroit Devils. A good day for Junk in the Trunk. Like I said, hope you guys weren't getting tired of OTs. So on back to the Western Conference we go. Seattle Lumberjacks and the Houston Oilers. Nickel and Diamond leading the way against Mantis, and after a couple of collisions here off screen, Nickel and Diamond staying up, getting the flip on Mantis there. 5-0. Houston in the lead. Now out there against Darkwing, and Darkwing was down off screen. 10-0. Houston in the lead thanks to that guy, Nickel and Diamond, starting the day off 2-0, but now takes on the rookie Dark Dragon. He is so good defensively. Let's get a look at that in slow-mo. My goodness, somehow able to stay up and continue the fight here against Nickel and Diamond. And Dark Dragon's defense in full effect here as he continued his battle with Nickel and Diamond, as we see again, able to stay up, going airborne several times, and in the end, able to get the flip here on Nickel and Diamond, and that would bring out White Ferrari for the Houston side. And again, great defense by Dark Dragon. This time, both cars staying stable on the third go of it. We get a flip on both sides, so 1-0-1 day for Dark Dragon, but White Ferrari giving his teammate here a chance. Racer X out there for the Houston Oilers, looking to put this game away against Buzzoff, who is at the 5-point gainer spot for the Seattle Lumberjacks today, as we see some great fighting between these two, some great collisions, some close chances, and yet again, another one that was interference. And then this time off screen, Racer X was down, but so was Buzz Off. So they have to both get back up, go at it again, almost right away there, but Racer X avoiding it, pushing him back there, and then going to be able to get the flip. And just to think, if Buzz Off had been able to stay up, it would have forced overtime. My goodness, he had Racer X down, but in the end, Racer X, with a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill, able to get the job done. 15 to 10, the final score. The Houston Oilers getting the win over the Seattle Lumberjacks. And now we get to see the first place team in the league, the Philadelphia Demons, trying to defend that spot in Pink Indy, off to a good start in doing this here today, getting the flip right away on Testarossa. Now out there against Zamp from the Jacksonville side, tied with him a 1-0-1 day, giving Silver Molina a chance to get the win. Black Spectite out there for the Bangums, trying to tie this game up. And a few collisions right here between these two, and some pretty moving right here. Such a pretty flip right there. Tied at 10. Silver Molina was down, but Green Demon now out here against Black Spectite and the rookie. Too good for Black Spectite. 15-10 Philly in the lead, and then look at this one. My goodness. Mama put Green Demon in a K-pop video in slow motion. Not just getting the flip, but able to stay up and avoid interference. He did like a little circular motion, like a C shape there. Able to avoid the interference and get the flip. And tell you what, Green Demon, if he doesn't take MVP, he might win both Most Valuable Player and Rookie of the Year in the same year. This car is that good here in 2016. Goes 2-0 today, getting the job done. 15-10, Demons get the win over the Bangums. And we end the first set of highlights with a team that's on Philadelphia's trail for first place in the lead. The LA Blades on the road against the New Mexico Monsters, and off the bat there, Pinckney Jr. getting that flip on. X-Wing now takes on Monkey Ball, and Monkey Ball, tough customer here today, takes down Pinckney Jr. and now out there against Greelina and takes Greelina down right away. So 2-0 start for Monkey Ball as he would take on Far Future from the LA captain spot, looking for what would be a considerably big upset. And right here though, Far Future showing that the Blades still got some life, and he would go head to head with Futurama in what would be a pretty good matchup. Far Future versus Futurama. Yes, we wait for these moments, folks, but look at this move by Far Future, able to somehow stay up, but to no avail. It was Futurama getting the flip, and now he goes up against Cove Light, arguably the best 5-point gainer in the league. You are about to witness why. What a move by Cove Light right here, and yes, roll that beautiful beam footage in nice and slow. My goodness, how is he able to do it? Able to stay up and keep fighting his way here against Futurama, and able to get a flip, as you're going to see right here. No, I'm a little bit off here. Yes, a good flip there, forcing overtime. Governor 2 would be his opponent, and these two would have a good fight as well. But Cove, like, just so darn good in that one, close to an interference, and now on the home side of the field, and money, exactly, Cove Light money on that home side of the field, able to get the flip and the win in overtime. 20-15 the final score. The Blades defeat the Monsters. 2-0 day for Cove Light. Alright, back from that first highlight reel, and maybe hopefully your team won. If not, better luck in the next game day, which will be the April 15th game day on Friday. But needless to say, San Jose Storm and the Roswell Aliens, they're about to go head-to-head in our mid-feature. Should be a fun game to watch. Let's get down to the field.
This is game time, and it's game time. Let the madness fly. Show the strength that just can't be defied.
And welcome back down to the field here on our April 13th edition of CDL Live, folks. We carry things on here with what should be a great matchup here from the Western Conference. The San Jose Storm on the road to take on the Roswell Aliens. Should be an entertaining one as we see these two teams go head to head. Coming into this game, San Jose with a record of 12 wins and 10 losses. No ties or overtime losses to be spoken of. As for the Roswell Aliens, a record of 11 wins, 5 losses, 3 ties and 2 overtime losses. But a big game for the Roswell Aliens. They are at 41 points in the standings, which currently has them at the 7th seed, but they are tied with New Orleans for first place in the Southern Division. Of course, New Orleans will be in action a little bit later against the Nevada Thunder. So a tough game for New Orleans, and basically Roswell looking to try to take advantage of that. But as for their opponents, the San Jose Storm, it's a big game for them as well. San Jose at 12-10 has 36 points on the standings. They sit 12th in the Western Conference and just 4 points out of a playoff spot right now coming into this game day. So, and of course, keep in mind too, Dallas and San Diego, we've seen weird things happen in that matchup before, like a certain interference off a certain league mascot that, got San Diego a win a couple of years back. But nonetheless, shouldn't have done that today, I wouldn't think, but we'll see what all happens. Of course, the Storm looking to do their part as well as the Aliens are. So should be ready for a great game here. Both teams ready to go. Let's get a look at the lineup. San Jose Storm and the Roswell Aliens. So a slight change from normal lineup, kind of a kamikaze approach by Brandon today for San Jose, putting all the defense first, and Roswell halfway falls for it. And quite the matchup we got to start this game off. The interesting thing, both these cars exactly the same model. One just has half of his wings still intact. Dragonfly, you can tell by the red wing here. Wasp right there, no wings on him. So here we go, Wasp and Dragonfly to start this game off. Both cars staying up and going at it again. Good matchup between the two, and that time, bad roll. Didn't have the right kind of roll on that. And there's a fact. Quick timeout to just smooth the rolling surface a little bit. More needed on the home side of the field right now than the visitor side, but nonetheless, spreading out the love a little bit. The visitor side did get some grease earlier, so keeping the matchup going here. About on the right roll path there. So here we go, still a scoreless game. And Dragonfly able to stay up, as is Wasp. They go at it again. Both cars colliding, spinning there, keeping in the fight, getting some good collisions out of it now. And my goodness, spinner-rooney right there. Somehow able to stay in the fight is Dragonfly. He battles with Wasp here, and Dragonfly is down. Wasp getting the good flip, and it's a 5-0 game. The Storm in the lead. That will now bring out F1 Racer for the Roswell Aliens. And these two going at it. Quite interesting battle between these two. Offense versus defense here. An F1 Racer is down. A potato flew around my room. I guess be the way you could say that one if you want to call it that. But needless to say, we continue the game. Oh, he didn't really go flying. You know that I'll use that for when a car goes. Anyhow, a toy car flew around my room before you came. Okay, here we go. Spec-tight out there for the Aliens. Looking to keep them in the game here, and of course is Wasp trying to get the shutout, and not going to happen. Spec-tight, keeping the Aliens in the game. Now has to go head-to-head with Charizard here for the San Jose side. So Spec-tight, oh so dangerous, and wow, what a good maneuver there by Charizard. Able to stay up and in the fight, the battle continuing, and Charizard is down. Spec-tight on a roll. And looking to put this thing away. Solid Snake out there to meet up with them here. So here we go, Solid Snake and Charizard meeting up, and Solid Snake has a good flip. Did I just call him Charizard? But it was Solid Snake and Spec-tight, and Spec-tight going down there. I apologize for my mistake, folks, but needless to say, we got a 15-10 game, and that brings out Police Porsche for the Aliens, trying to force overtime here. And closer interference, there is none. Police Porsche staying up, and they'll switch sides here. And that time, closer interference, I'm going to have a review on that. And the ruling on the field right now, I think I did see an interference, but we're going to take another look, see Police Porsche did make contact with his teammates there. and we'll get back to you on it. So let's get actually, you can go look along too. Let's get a look at the highlight here. Well, folks, the call on the field was going to be put at that. Yeah, there was an interference. It was really more inconclusive than anything. But that being said, after reviewing on the play, it is a good flip. So the game comes to its end, 15-10 the final score. The San Jose Storm have the win over the Roswell Aliens. So Roswell, a tough loss for them to take here today, no doubt about it. But a big win for San Jose, Brandon's squad. Only 1 point out of the playoff spot. They just need a little help as of right now, and they really kind of helped themselves right there because they move up to 39 points, now just 2 points behind the Roswell Aliens. Doors swinging open, a bunch of opportunities opening up now with Roswell's loss. Of course, Dallas only 1 point behind them. Nevada only 2 points behind Roswell. Phoenix and Idaho were only 3 points behind them at the start of this game day. And all those teams still yet to play. As a matter of fact, our main event going to be coming up in a little bit. The San Francisco Shinobis on the road against the Phoenix Firebirds. And along the way there, we are going to see Nevada, New Orleans go at it. San Diego, Dallas, Hartford, Tampa Bay, Boston, Puerto Rico, Nashville, Minnesota, Idaho, Chicago, Green Bay, Dayton, all along the way here on our second highlight reel. So, folks, stay tuned. A lot of entertaining stuff coming up, and of course, that main event, can't deny it. It's going to be a great one. But that being said, we've had a pretty good mid-feature right here. 15-10, the Storm getting the win. A little controversial at the end, kind of to a point. I just wanted to make sure my eyes were more right looking at, or more this way. My eyes were looking at Solid Snake, seeing what he was doing more than seeing what Police Porsche was actually doing. So, more or less to confirm, saw him so close to his teammates, thinking interference. Check the tape. And sure enough, no contact made. Good win for the San Jose Storm, 15-10 the final. Well, folks, the Storm looked good today, getting that 15-10 win over the Aliens. They just need to be able to do that consistently. Get some things going together. I know I probably discussed the standings, but San Jose, not far out of a playoff spot, but quite a few positions back. Keep in mind, this is a team that was the number 4 seed in the West last year. But all that being said, get on to that second highlight reel, and then after that, our main event will be coming up soon after. San Francisco and Phoenix. But again, first, that second half of our highlights. Before getting to the highlight reel, I noticed this and I missed a call. Thank goodness, and for me at least, I don't feel bad about it too much because this wasn't the game-winning flip. It was beforehand. But yes, one missed call there. That should have been interference. They should have been on opposite sides. Needless to say, onto the highlight reel. So we start off the second half of highlights with the Boston Vandals and the Puerto Rico players. We see here Blue Dragon 2 and Solar Reflex going at it. In a good survival tactic by Solar Reflex, but in the end, both cars would be down. We had a 5-5 game, and that brought out Nitro, who would quickly take down Black Star, giving Boston a 10-5 lead. But enter Black Lena, and the fight would begin, staying up there somehow, and this time getting lodged there by Nitro, by hanging on, and not only that, but getting the flip, tying the game up at 10 apiece, which would bring out Vendetta for the Boston Vandals. But if there's any reason why Puerto Rico always has a chance in the game, it is Black Lena. Mama put him in a K-pop video, able to stay up somehow. Black Lena carrying on the fight, but not very much longer. Vendetta takes him down, then quickly goes through Green Blaze Jr. And hard to believe with Puerto Rico's struggles here in the 2016 season. 2014, they were the Eastern Conference champions. Team has just gone downhill since then, especially this season. It's really showing up. A 2-0 day, though, for Vendetta, the Boston Vandals. A good win, 15-10, the final score. They defeat the Puerto Rico Players. And we move on to the Battle of Western PA Northern Division Showdown, Bradford and Pittsburgh here, and it was WA-17 really leaving his footprint on this game. Able to get the flip here after just a couple of collisions against Goldust, and then quickly getting flip on Uncle Sam here. So now against Spinebuster, looking for the shutout, and a good move by Spinebuster. He put up a decent fight here, but in the end, it's not going to be enough. Goes down there, WA-17 serves donuts for dinner. 15-0 the Pittsburgh Destroyers, or should I say the former Syracuse Scorpions here. Hey, they're doing pretty decent here in the pros. But a 3-0 day for WA17, and definitely a team with a point to prove and maybe a chip on their shoulder because they were in the D-League. But we move on to the Nashville Nighthawks and the Minnesota Maniacs in the Central Division, and it was Orange Chevelle going to get the Nighthawks, the favorite Nighthawks, 5-0 lead, but it was Red Racer out there tying things up against Orange Chevelle here. All even at 5, but then came No Fear into the fray of this game and able to get the flip here. Way off screen he went, staying up though, and now would take on Black Spinebuster, and just a few collisions all it would take. No Fear, no problem. What else can be said? Able to get the flip and the win there. 15-5 the final score. The Nashville Nighthawks defeating the Minnesota Maniacs. A 2-0 day for No Fear. So going back to the Western Conference, San Diego Lightning and the Dallas Lone Stars, and we see Watsup battling out with Hotko here. Hotko saved by the interference, and then Watsup afterwards pulling off a great defensive move. And yes, we will see this in slow motion. Mama put him in a K-pop video, able to stay alive, and then he fouls it up with a flip right here against Hotko. 5-0. Dallas in the lead, and that brought out Dirty Snow. As you see, he's flinging Watsup all over the place here, and on this try, able to get the flip. Watsup down off screen. He's 1-0 out there against Gray Indy. Make it 2-0 start for Dirty Snow. 10-5 San Diego in the lead. Reptile, though, coming out there, the rookie for the Dallas Lone Stars that's been hot this season, and both he and Dirty Snow go down. So Dirty Snow going 2-0-1. Purple 300 ZX now, trying to save the Lone Stars. Teardrop trying to win the game here, and just, wow, great stuff. Teardrop finishing things off. The San Diego Lightning getting the win over the Dallas Lone Stars. 15-10 the final. Just a great teamwork day. A 2-0-1 day from Dirty Snow from the middleman spot, followed up by the 1-0 game-winning day for Teardrop. Beautiful stuff. Lightning getting the win over the Lone Stars. And our next highlight, a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference Finals, Hartford Homies and the Tampa Bay Gators, and it would be Redemption getting the flip for Hartford. 5-0 Homies in the lead, which brought out 48 hours for the Gators, and he would fight Redemption hard here, and in the end going to be able to get the flip on Redemption. So 5-5 the score, as 46 Jr. will come out for the Homies, and solid heavyweight car doing some damage here, and we are going to see him running into the Tampa Bay line, just going into it here, but in the end getting taken down by 48 hours, who gives Tampa Bay the 10-5 lead. Now has to go head-to-head with Indy 5, and Indy 5 would be applying the pressure here. A little bit of a weight advantage maybe, perhaps, but anyways, look at the great defensive move by 48 hours. Do a barrel roll somehow, and yes, in slow motion, rolled that beautiful beam footage, able to get himself back up and stay in the game, but it is going to be to no avail, as we'll see right here. Good fight by 48 hours by Indy 5, tying the game up at 10, and now we'll go head-to-head with the 2015 MVP, 47 Ronin. Classic kind of matchup. This is the kind of stuff you live for, and a great move by Indy 5, as we will get another look at that. He does a barrel roll, and don't barrel roll, able to stay in the game, and but not much longer. 47 Ronin gonna find a way here to get the flip and give Tampa Bay the 15-10 lead out there against Silver and Black Tack Jr. making an amazing flip. My goodness, as we get to look at the replay of this, Silver and Black Tack Jr. trying to force overtime, but not going to happen. 47 Ronin on point today, goes 2-0 from the captain spot, and the Gators get the win over the Hartford Homies. And back to the West we go. Nevada Thunder, New Orleans Gladiators in a good match that started things off. Yellow Spider and Elite putting on a hell of a show, and we are going to see a great defensive maneuver. Somehow Mama put him in a K-pop video. Elite able to stay up and continue the fight, and he would get himself a flip on Yellow Spider. 5-0 New Orleans in the lead, but that brought out Grasshopper, and he was on point today, no doubt about it. Good fight between him and Elite, though, when he first got in here. As we take a look here, and that time there was a flip on a lead, close to an interference. Now out there against Golden Rat and sets him right back down. So the Thunder in the lead thanks to Grasshopper, who would now look to put the game away. Out there against Tigre of the Gladiators, and Tigre, a good defensive car, and able to stay up somehow right there. And yet again, such great moves by Tigre. And yes, we will see it in slow motion. Unbelievable stuff. Able to stay alive. Just going at it yet again. This time around, it would be a right away, and hey, Grasshopper couldn't take advantage of it, but the fight would continue on, and Grasshopper would indeed find a way. Tigre was down off screen there, and the Nevada Thunder getting the win, 15-5. The final score, they defeat the New Orleans Gladiators. A 3-0 day for Grasshopper. And we move on to the last Central Division battle of this game day, and it was 42nd starting things off against Blue Dragon, and he would be able to get a flip on Blue Dragon here, which would indeed bring out R, and R was on point today from the middleman spot, able to come out, take down 42nd right away, out against MX Dragster, able to stay up and keep in the fight, and then switching sides and getting the flip right there on MX Dragster, 10-5 Chicago. Now out there against Governor, pulling off some good defensive moves, and Governor trying his best to force OT, but R just will not be denied as you see him get that flip right there. A 3-0 day for R from the middleman spot, and the Chicago wind attack take down their divisional rivals, the Idaho Cowboys, 15-5 the final score. And back to the east we go. New York Empire, Washington Patriots. Landlord out there for Washington against Enzo 1 from the New York Empire, and so close to interference, but Landlord indeed is down. Good look at this instant replay. Almost hitting challenge there, and look at this, Enzo 1 quickly getting rid of Red Ferrari Jr. there. So Enzo 1 off to the 2-0 start, but Ratitude would be a difference maker right there. 10-5 the score, but then out came Challenge for the New York Empire, looking to put the game away. Almost did there, both cars somehow staying up, and then this time around, Challenge able to get the flip, would not be denied. Such a teamwork day by New York. 2-1 day for Enzo 1, followed up by Challenge going 1-0 and getting a game winner. The franchise didn't even have to get his hands dirty. 15-5, the Empire getting the win over the Patriots. And the last highlight we have here, Green Bay Dragons and the Dayton Rebels battling out for the top spot in the Northern Division. El Rey and Inquisitor leading the way for each of their respective sides. Some good moves by Inquisitor, but in the end, El Rey going to be taking them down. But gotta give props to Inquisitor as we will take a look at those two survivals that he had. Mama put him in the K-pop video, able to break dance his way up both times. They're just not in the end. So 5-0 Dayton thanks to El Rey, and now out there against Shell from the Green Bay Dragons side. Shell trying to get something going and getting some chances here, and in the end going to be able to get a flip, as you'll see right here. Able to take El Rey down, but that brought out Zapper for the Dayton Rebels, and he was on fire today. Able to get the flip quickly on Shell there, and then out against Toy Soldier. And Toy Soldier, good defensive car, showing a lot of fight, but in the end right here, going down at the hands of Zapper, and Zapper finishing this game day 2-0. What else can be said? 15-5 the final score. The Dayton Rebels getting the win at home against the Green Bay Dragons, keeping the lead in the Northern Division, and not just that, but widening the lead over the Northern Division. Great game day, 2-0 for Zapper. Well, folks, we are back from that second half of the highlights. You know all the scores and everything that has happened except for this final game that we've got for you. Green Arrow, the legendary Green Arrow, and his Phoenix Firebirds going head-to-head with Black Bullet 1 and his San Francisco Shinobis. It's kind of like old school Firebirds versus the new school Shinobis, and it should be a great game. Let's get down the field for the match. Well, folks, the time has come. Hopefully you enjoyed those highlights and some great games going on across the league. And to be honest with you, I thought the first highlight reel was better. We had a lot more 15-10 and overtime games. And then the second highlight reel, we started getting some 15-5s and whatnot, 15-0 here and there. But needless to say, it's all brought us to this point. Our main event, it's time to get going for it. We've got the San Francisco Shinobis on the road against the Phoenix Firebirds. San Francisco comes to this game day with a record of 15 wins, 5 losses, no ties, 2 overtime losses, total of 47 points in the standings. And they were, of course, tied with Portland at 47 points, but Portland getting the win today, so they went up to 50 points. LA moving up to 53, so the Shinobis trying to play keep up with the Joneses, if you will, trying to get a win themselves. As for the Phoenix Firebirds, very lucky team coming into this game day now. We saw New Orleans take a loss, we saw Roswell take a loss, we saw Dallas take a loss. If Phoenix gets a win here today, now keep in mind, they were 3 points behind division leaders New Orleans coming into this game day. If Phoenix gets a win here in this game, they will take the lead in the Southern Division due to the fact that they have less losses than what New Orleans would have. Matter of fact, that New Orleans has played one more game than what Phoenix has. So the bye week coming in handy there. Or I shouldn't say bye week, but the day off comes in handy to a point there. So Phoenix with the opportunity to take back the 3rd seed in the Western Conference with the victory. Keeping in mind, they come to this game day sitting 10th seed in the conference. So big game for them. They can move from 4th in their division to 1st, and that's just how tight the Southern Division is. So that being said, let's go look at the lineups for both sides. Big game for both teams. San Francisco Shinobis, Phoenix Firebirds.
What begins? Is this a movie? Attack the leaf villages where my crew be. What is it like to be a shinobi? My ninjas feel you for you feel me. Good soup.
So we lead things off with a little bit of offensive style from both sides, old school style in the way. F3 leading the way for the Shinobis, and out there for the Phoenix Firebirds, Green Arrow. Card that has to be becoming somewhat popular. It's had a pretty strong season. Going head to head with F3 here as the game starts off. Some good defense from both cars here in our main event. And yes, they will keep home side here. They'll keep their own sides, go at it again. Close one to call there, and this time no interference. F3 is down, Green Arrow staying up. And F3 almost was able to roll back up there. That's why I had to wait a second, delay. Like, is he gonna? No, okay. So, but needless to say, that brings out Spectite Jr. for the Shinobis. Trying to tie this game out. It's out there against Green Arrow. Green Arrow has to wait with Spectite models. He has to deal with these Spectite from the Roswell Aliens on a seasonal basis, I guess you could say. Of course, Roswell, they're division rivals. One of the most heated rivalries in the league. But Spectite Jr. putting up a good fight against Green Arrow right here as the two continue to go at it. Good battle on hand between the two. Switching sides yet again here. Green Arrow able to stay up as a Spectite. Switching sides back to their own again. Game going on here. Still a 5-0 game. The Firebirds in the lead, but not anymore. Tied at 5, so the Shinobis right back in this thing here. Just took a little while there, but now that brings out Mika. He's been a strong card all year for the Phoenix Firebirds. And he competes with Spectite Jr. here, and this time Spectite Jr. getting the good flip. So the score 10-5. San Francisco in the lead now. Spectite Jr. now looking for the 3-0 day, and out there to meet him will be Stock 34. And Stock 34 immediately tying it up at 10 apiece. So now tied at 10. Stock 34 out there for the Phoenix Firebirds, and it'll be Black Bullet 1 out there for the Shinobis here. Big moments in this game right now. You got defense all over the field at this point with these two cars. Should see some acrobatic stuff and a good survival tactic there by Stock 34, able to roll his way back up, and this time a little barrel roll, able to stay in it, and this time it's returned. The favor's returned by Black Bullet 1 as he does the barrel roll himself. Able to stay in the game. Both of these cars having to use some of that defensive talent of theirs that they have in abundance and put it to use here in this game, this matchup here. And Stock 34, would they have anything left for the 5-point gainer? Yeah, I think so, toy cars, but needless to say, it can have an impact. Just a random chance. You roll a dice and you roll on a certain number so many times. Eventually, you know, you're going to go down eventually. I mean, you would think, right? But they keep on going at it here. Stock 34 and Black Bullet 1. Having a hell of a game right here as both cards again staying up. And this is what the CDL is all about. You can't even really put it in the words sometimes, but that time Stock 34 is down. Great competition between these two teams, and it's now 15-10. Shinobis in the lead. San Francisco looking to put it away. The Firebirds have Glitter out there from their 5-point gainer spot, trying to force overtime. Both cars staying up there, going at it again, and Glitter has the weight advantage, but goes down on that one. So good, strong collision there, and Black Bullet 1 on point here today in this game. Huge win for the Shinobis. Final score 15-10, and what a game simply put. So the Shinobis go to 50 points. They stay ahead of Portland for the second place spot in the Pacific Division. Only 3 points. Both those teams, San Fran and Portland, only 3 points behind the conference leaders, the Los Angeles Blades. And for the Phoenix Firebirds, it is a tough loss to take. Both Phoenix and Idaho get passed by San Jose today because of that loss. So big loss for them to have to take here. So that was definitely a tough one. Something that I didn't get into though was taking a look into who some of our other teams that we had here today, who they play in the next game day. Looking forward to the April 15th game day and some teams that you saw earlier. Well, the San Jose Storm, their next game going to be on the April 15th game day, home against the San Diego Lightning, a little Pacific Division showdown there. As for their opponents that they play, the Roswell Aliens, they will find themselves on the road against the Chicago Wind Attack. As a matter of fact, they'll be the mid-feature on our next game day, on our next edition of CDL Live, rather, on the 415 edition. Roswell and Chicago, mid-feature. Should be some fun stuff there. But also some other games that we saw. New Jersey and Carolina. Saw them in our opener here on this April 13th edition. Coming next game day, the New Jersey Bandits on the road against the Boston Vandals. Carolina Wildcats on the road against Green Bay Dragons. Should be some fun stuff there. Not going to be on the feature list, but still some fun stuff. As for the San Francisco Shinobis and the Phoenix Firebirds, Phoenix will be on the road against the Idaho Cowboys. Big game right there. Both those teams trying to fight for a playoff spot right now and very close to each other in the standings. As for the Shinobis, they will be home against the Seattle Lumberjacks. Let's be honest, a should win for San Francisco right there. Portland and Buffalo will have the byes on the April 15th game day. Of course, Denver and Milwaukee had the bye today. And that leads us into the next edition of CDL Live. Well, what's going to be on it? We have a couple of classic rivalries on there as well. We have, starting off the game day, our lead-off feature, the Nevada Thunder on the road against the Los Angeles Blades, two Pacific Division rivals that plain outright don't like each other and haven't since the 99 season pretty much. So they'll be going head-to-head to lead us off. Roswell, Chicago, I already told you, our mid-feature, but then our main event, classic rivalry right here. Tim Geiser and one of his biggest rivals going head-to-head. The Gowanda Outlaws on the road against the Philadelphia Demons, and that is our main event on the April 15th edition of CDL Live. So to be said, should be very fun. And as a matter of fact, Tim Geiser's got the next two main events. Philly and Gowanda on the 415 game day, but then Hartford and Buffalo, another big Northeast Division rivalry on the 418 game day. It's just a funny way that works out, but needless to say, should be some fun stuff to watch. That being said, hope you enjoyed today's game day. Definitely had enough action to go around and maybe, restore energy to third world countries or something. I don't know. A lot of stuff going on and a lot of entertaining stuff to boot. So that being said, hope you enjoyed it, and I thank you for watching, for all the support. If you like what you saw here, like us on Facebook at Car Demolition League, or you can like us on Twitter too. Retweet us and grow the Car Demolition League. Hey, still looking for team owners too, but all that being said, thank you for watching. And even if you were just curious, giving it a try, hey, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you'll tune in again, but till next time, take care of yourself, be yourselves, and peace.
I love LA. Big Bad California, yes, still applies to me. Everybody got something to say. Say